And of course, speaking of the deficit, we are closely focused on the fact that we are heading into what is traditionally one of the driest months of the year. Take a look at this. Now, this is based upon the past 30 years of data. So normally, you can see our wet season very distinct here: June, July, August, September. Then we transition in October into dry season. November and February, we normally only pick up around 1.75 inches in the rain gauge, but we're already much drier than average for the month of January. Take a closer look at this. So I want to show you basically where we are currently in terms of our drought conditions. So we do have abnormally dry conditions now, overspreading right there in yellow across all of Lee and Collier counties, but now starting to see more of that moderate drought creep in. More of Hendry County, more of Glades, all of DeSoto, Charlotte, and Sarasota counties now officially in that moderate drought, expected to worsen as we trend into one of the driest months of the year. And even just looking at how we've started off 2025 so far, this is just looking at our monthly rainfall totals, and there we go. We've only picked up around 1/2 inch so far this month in Fort Myers, at normal being just shy of 2.5 inches. So we are down by almost 2 inches there. For Naples, we're in deficit by around 1 inch since the start of the month, and for Punta Gorda also down by around 1 inch as well. Let's take you live now. Let's head outside. Speaking of dry conditions, it does make for beautiful beach weather and wonderful conditions for outdoor plans. But obviously, when we're talking about water shortages and we're talking about the drought conditions, a little bit of wet weather, not necessarily a bad thing. But if you do have weekend plans, you don't have to worry about any wet weather getting in the way. 0% probability through Sunday. Even for your Monday, 10% chance for a passing sprinkle, and that's about it. So as you head out this evening, you leave the rain gear, leave the jackets. Temperatures staying very mild at 7 o'clock. Clear skies, 69 degrees. Falling into the mid-60s right there around 10 o'clock. And then at 7 a.m., winds light out of the southeast around 6 miles per hour, 62 degrees. The good news, though, is that if we do have a wind, even at just 6 miles per hour, anytime it's above, say, 5 miles per hour, that will really help to limit the potential for fog on that morning commute. So as we head into the overnight, staying mostly clear. Tomorrow morning, we'll call for patchy haze and fog. But again, at this point, it does look like those winds will be out of the southeast just high enough that that will prevent the dense fog from developing. My biggest concern, Friday afternoon looks great. Warm southerly winds driving up temperatures. My biggest concern is for Friday evening, heading into Friday night and Saturday morning. The reason being, more of these southerly winds will continue to drive up our humidities. More sea fog is expected. You can actually see that picking up right here. You see that gray shading, and that's then drifting onshore as we head into your Friday evening. So Friday evening, heading into Saturday, the potential for that dense fog could cause some hiccups, could cause some slowdowns, at least for the first half of the day on Saturday. Second half of Saturday featuring partly to mostly cloudy skies. So for tomorrow morning, we'll call for patchy haze. Temperatures around 60 degrees in Fort Myers, 62 degrees for Naples. Afternoon high temperatures mid-80s inland, 84 for LaBelle as well as Immokalee, 81 for Fort Myers. High temperatures in Naples expected right around 80 degrees. And your 7-day forecast continuing to show off these warmer than average temperatures through the weekend. Heading into next week, we'll push into the mid-80s.